Hi Internet, it's me again with another video. Obviously, what else would I be on YouTube for? This time I'm going to be talking about something a little different, and I'm going to be talking about my top 10 favorite Pokemon. Now, these are probably, it's always going to be an opinionated video when people do top 10s, because, their top 10 favorite thing or top 10 least favorite thing. Everybody's different, but maybe some of you guys share my views, maybe some of you don't. So, without further ado, let's get started in just a little bit. So, starting with number 10 is Salamence. And I know some people might say, oh, why isn't Salamence your number 1 favorite? Well, because, Salamence used to be a childhood favorite of mine. He is obviously still one of my favorites. He's a pretty good fighter. But, since I haven't used him very much, I guess my love for Salamence just came from watching the anime when I was younger and just seeing how much of a badass Salamence really was. Also, come on. He looks like what a dragon should look like. Yeah, a little cartoony, but like with the non-fancy dragon wings and shit, but pretty much what a dragon should look like. And that's really about it for Haxorus. Not Haxorus. Salamence, I guess. Number 9 is another dragon type, but dragon and ground, Garchomp. Now, Garchomp is one of my favorites because ever since I fought Cynthia in Pokemon Black, seeing how tough her Garchomp was, and she was the only trainer I had ever lost against in Pokemon Black. And it really got me thinking, maybe Garchomp would actually be a really good Pokemon to use on my team. And ever since then, I have been trying my hardest to get my hands on a Garchomp. Well, a Gibble, really. And I don't know why, but it was just always so hard for me to find one. And then I finally got one. Finally got my Garchomp, and I realized, wow, he actually really is an amazing fighter with the right moves. And his stats boosted properly. You can really devastate someone's team with a Garchomp. Moving on to number 8 is another childhood favorite of mine, Houndoom. And I know Houndoom is probably not the strongest Pokemon there is, but I just thought the concept of him was really cool. Come on, you got kind of like the little skull patterns, I guess. I don't know, I'm not very good at thinking of Pokemon from memory. So, but just the thought of a fire and dark type Pokemon is just, it's amazing to me. I love the idea of it. Also, I've used Houndoom before. He was pretty good for me, I guess. Also, battling against Houndooms was a little challenging for me. But then again, I'm not the best trainer there is, but I don't know. I just thought Houndoom looked really cool, really badass, and so that's why he is number 8 on my list. Number 7, it's another dog, another fire dog, Arcanine. Now, I love Arcanine. I like Growlithe, but I love Arcanine. I used an Arcanine on my Black 2 team, all the way from Burbank City to the Elite Four, and Arcanine just dominated everything. Her speed was amazing, her attack was amazing, and just oh my god, it's just such an amazing Pokemon. And also, I just think that Arcanine just looks really, really sweet, and, innocent sometimes, but can be this really, really terrifying opponent at times. Also, just Overheat and Fire Blast, you can say goodbye to your fellow Pokemon. Number 6 on my list is actually one of my first favorite Pokemon when I was a little kid. And no, it's not Pikachu. No, it's not Caterpie or Butterfree or any of those. It's Sandslash. When I was little, I used to have this little Sandslash figure thing. I don't know where that went, though. I'm really sad that I lost it. But I used to have a little Sandslash inside a little Pokeball, and when I was like 4 years old, I'm running around the house, throwing the Pokeball everywhere, saying, "Sandslash, I choose you! Go Sandslash!" And just... I loved Sandslash. I would draw Sandslash all the time, as best as I could, because I was a little kid. But... and also playing Pokemon Leaf Green, I think Leaf Green. It's either Pokemon Blue, Red, or Leaf Green. Any one of those. And I always had a Sandslash on my team. Because I loved it so much. I thought it was so cool. And also, just the design of it, I thought was really cool and original. I mean, now, obviously, I'm like, I was just a modified shrew, but I just love the idea of a Sandslash when I was younger, and to this day, every time I see a Sandslash, I get just a little kick of nostalgia. Number 5 on my list is a really adorable Pokemon, and probably an obvious reason why it's one of my favorites. Jirachi. Now, normally I don't want to put legendary Pokemon on my list of my top 10 favorites, but I have to put Jirachi on there. Because ever since I saw Jirachi Wishmaker with my boyfriend, and we both cried like little girls, in the end, Jirachi just touches my heart because it's so innocent and just has so much innocence. It doesn't realize all of the terrible things that are going on in this world until it happens to it. Like when they tried to open up Jirachi's third eye. Oh, by the way, spoilers if you haven't seen it. But also just the idea that Jirachi can only be seen once every 1,000 years, and is only around for really a week, grants your deepest wish. It's just, to me, Jirachi is a bit of, gives me hope in a weird way. Number 4 on my list is a tie between 2 Pokemon, Leafeon and Glaceon. Yes, my 2 favorite evolutions. I couldn't fit them into 2 different slots, or just boot one of them out, so I had to pair them together. Leafeon and Glaceon are, of course, the 4th gen evolutions. Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. I don't think Heart Gold and Soul Silver actually have Leafeon and Glaceon. But, I just think that I always thought ice types were really nice, pretty, cute, cuddly ice. Ugh. But I mean, just because they're really cute, and also I've used Leafeon on my team before, and not a bad Pokemon. I mean, not the greatest, but not bad. Number 3 has got to be one of my favorite fighters ever. It's Haxorus. You've got this really badass looking dragon type Pokemon, and its shiny is even more badass. I mean, come on. A black dragon. It's great. So, Haxorus. Greatest fighter ever. Really high attack stat, really high speed, and if you have Mold Breaker, you can hit Pokemon like Electros, who is another tough fighter. Using Dragon Dance on Haxorus, which boosts both attack and speed, you've got a pretty good sweeper right there. And since my Haxorus is level 100, and is also the first Pokemon I've ever raised to level 100, I can pretty much say that Haxorus is one of my favorites. Number 2 on this list is Vulpix. Again, childhood favorite. Ever since Brock got his Vulpix and was carrying her around everywhere. Him or her, it. Call him it for now. Vulpix had originally been knocked off my top 10 list until I got another Vulpix through Wonder Trade. And when I got my Vulpix, I was so happy, and I fell in love with Vulpix all over again. It's just so cute and adorable, and just so a bit on the feminine side, but just the adorableness of Vulpix is just it's not as adorable as my top favorite Pokemon. Actually, my top favorite Pokemon is a tie between two, like number 4. This is a tie between Skitty, another very adorable Pokemon, and one that you might not see on a top 10 favorite list. You see it mostly on a top 10 least favorite or a top 10 worst Pokemon list. And I am talking about Magikarp. What? Magikarp? Really? You're gonna put Magikarp on your number 1 on your top 10 favorite list? Well, at least put it in like honorable mentions or something if you want to say that Magikarp is one of your favorites. But this one is actually Magikarp is actually a more recent infatuation. Like, I don't want to, like, not in a romantic way. No. But Magikarp is actually a more recent one, just because of my boyfriend. His favorite Pokemon is Magikarp, and him bugging me about it constantly. I made a promise to him one day I would try to train Magikarp up to level 100. Wow, that never happened, but I am going to try to train a Gyarados to level 100, so my Magikarp, which I named after him, is in Pokemon X, and yes, I have Pokemon X. I may or may not give you all my friend code. Probably won't do that. But, I guess it's just because of him I began to love Magikarp. It's a weird thing. Skitty, on the other hand, it's my baby. I love Skitty. I wish Pokemon were real just so I can hoard all of these Skitties in the world. And oh my Jesus. I know I'm a little posh with my pinky up when I drink stuff. So it is funny. But Skitty had actually been a favorite of mine since I was about 10. So for 6 years, Skitty has been a favorite of mine. Not as long as Sandslash, obviously. Sandslash has been my favorite for 12 years. But Skitty easily shot its way up to number 1 with its just absolute adorableness, and it's so energetic and it's just so innocent and playful. The way it chases its tail in the anime, down to the little noises it makes. It just stole my heart. Skitty just has to be my favorite Pokemon, and also the fact that since it's a normal type, it can learn a pretty wide range of moves, like Blizzard and Thunder, and I'm not sure about Earthquake, but Ice Beam was a pretty good move, considering. And what else? Also, the fact that its ability, Cute Charm, basically can really change the game. Come on. Touch my Skitty and fall in love with it right away. And that's a little too bad for you unless you switch it out. Okay, so that actually took quite a bit longer than I thought it would. Some top 10 videos I've seen lasted maybe 7 minutes. Because people don't really have much to say about their Pokemon, but I do, and I'm really enthusiastic about it. So, my next video probably won't be tomorrow, or what's the day after tomorrow? Thursday. Probably Friday, maybe Saturday, I don't know, depending on if my mom decides to come in here and interrupt me in the middle of the video. But, yeah, I will see you guys in whatever video I decide I want to make next. So, I really don't like it when YouTubers do this, but like and favorite if you enjoyed. Subscribe. It would really make me happy because I don't have many subscribers. I have maybe 8 or 10. I don't know. I mean, I have more people following me on Tumblr than I do here. I have more people following me on Tumblr than I do on DeviantArt. That's kind of sad. Well, not sad, but anyway. So yeah, just subscribe. Subscribe button is down there somewhere. I don't really know. I don't really care if you subscribe to me or not. I mean, I'm just making these videos for fun and just to keep myself entertained before my mom comes home. But yeah, I will see you all later.